Good evening. They're a symbol of a nation's gratitude to its war dead. And yet every year, dozens of war memorials across the Midlands are targeted by metal thieves looking to steal bronze or copper.
Now, the War Memorials Trust is turning to a high-tech solution which it's hoped will prevent further desecration of our country's war monuments. Phil Brewster reports.
It was built to commemorate fallen soldiers from World War I, but today the Barbeacon War Memorial in Walsall is a shadow of its former glory. Gone is the copper roof, along with all the railings. Asset stripped by metal thieves looking to sell it for scrap. It's the fourth time in 3 years the monument has been targeted. The local councillor wants to replace the roof, but at a cost of £14,000, it's a tough decision.
We are looking at different options. My personal view is to replace like for like and keep in with the heritage and the history of the monument. This is a war memorial and I think we should keep to it.
Barbeacon isn't alone. Last year, this war memorial to former Midland Railway workers in Derby was also vandalised. Luckily, the bronze plaques were later recovered after they were found dumped in bushes. Army veteran Jim MacDonald from Birmingham lost colleagues while serving in Northern Ireland in the 1970s. His son Darren has also just returned from a tour of duty in Afghanistan. He thinks those who desecrate war memorials are a disgrace.
To think that somebody would go and damage any war memorial, whether by paint or stealing the brass, they must be sick in the head. Because it might mean nothing to them, but it means an awful lot to the families and the comrades of the names of those people that are on there.
Now the War Memorials Trust has come up with a high-tech solution which it hopes will prevent further damage. Under the scheme, each monument will be sprayed with SmartWater, an invisible liquid with a forensic code, which can only be seen under an ultraviolet light and can't be washed off.
If you were to come here and attack the War Memorial and rip off the plaques, you'd be spreading forensic evidence onto your tools, your clothes, your hands, which would link you back to this crime. And then if you were to sell it to an unscrupulous scrap metal dealer, they would then be linked back to this crime by the very fact that SmartWater is on that plaque.
Despite much of the metal having little value, it's estimated that on average one war memorial a week is targeted by thieves. For those who serve their country, the message to those responsible is simple.
These people died to let you do as you wish, and you're repaying them by defacing their memory.
With around 100,000 war memorials across the country, the SmartWater project will take time to finish. But when completed, it's hoped it'll finally put an end to the desecration of our nation's heritage. Phil Brewster in Walsall for Central Tonight.
We've been having your say on this on our Facebook page, and here are a few of your comments. Dawn Saunders thinks SmartWater is a good idea, but what a sign of the times. Just outrageous that it's come to this.
Faye Williams says, what has this country come to when we can't even give respect to our fallen war heroes and our war veterans? If it wasn't for these brave men and women, we wouldn't have such a free country.
Ed Ruin writes, it's a terrible indictment of this country that people of the past who honoured their dead are being robbed by our generations.
And Pete Riley says it's not just war memorials though, our cemetery gates have been stolen twice, lower than the low, he says.
Well, if you'd like to read any more comments or join the debate, log on to our website and you'll find a link to our Facebook page.